We're learning that the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is suing the company over claims it created a hostile work environment for racial minorities at its California EV factory. Tesla contends that the state has exceeded its legal authority and says, quote, it uses litigation as a bullying tactic. The co-host of Bloomberg Technology, Caroline Hyde, joining us right now to talk a little bit more about this. And before we move on, let's just kind of parse what we know about different lawsuits, right? So I was aware there was a suit in California similar to this, right? The suit we're learning today is from the federal government, and it was part of an investigation that predated California's investigation?
Yeah, because already there's another investigation going on. It's a bit of a soup of letters that I'm currently going to run through, but two agencies. One is the Department of Fairness in Employment and Housing. The other one, which we're just learning about, is the Equal Employment Opportunities Commission. Now, we understand there's sort of a battle of those two agencies as to who has the most power within California. This is what Tesla is alleging, and that's why they're saying that they're taking to these bullying tactics. But ultimately, 3 years already investigation being done by the DFEH, and they claim that it was a racially segregated workplace. Now we hear from the EEOC that has also been doing years-long investigation, predating that 3-year-long investigation already, really talking about, I mean, turns of phrases are extraordinary. Severe, pervasive racial harassment. On top of that, remember, millions have already been paid out to one contractor, Owen Diaz, who was paid at one point $137 million. That got downgraded to just $3 million. But he too was claiming that really there were managers, no matter who you complained to, verbal harassment, graffiti in the bathrooms, and at no point anyone actually stepped in and took any real impact of this, changed the way in which this seemingly harassment is occurring in Fremont.
And as to remain read, of course, Tesla has contended in court that the state is exceeding its legal authority, uses litigation as a bullying tactic. Given how Tesla has handled past accusations, should we expect more of the same from the company?
Well, we're yet to hear a response from the company, and it's notable, I think you were pointing out, Romain, that the shares have tracked a little bit higher on the back of this. And actually, a lot of workers that sign permanent contracts with Tesla will unable to bring these sorts of grievances to the courts because they've got to settle in private arbitration scenarios. But notably, they have fought back verbally when these sorts of accusations have been thrown their direction. In particular, we heard sort of previously lawyers for Elon Musk and for Tesla more broadly saying, when it was Owen Diaz, for example, saying there wasn't actually written formal complaints brought to HR, even though Owen Diaz himself said, look, I went and spoke to managers, I spoke to HR, but they've said, look, there were no formal complaints here that were written. So I'm sure that we'll get some sort of formal response.
Now, I don't go on Twitter much, or X. Katie is a big X person. You know, things have changed as of lately, so you have to kind of sift through a lot of nonsense to find anything of substance. But has Elon Musk actually responded at all on the platform yet to this?
No, not that I haven't sifted through in the last couple of minutes. It's broke, but I'm pretty sure that we'll see whether or not he does indeed. That's the way he's communicating, and we'll see as to know whether he speaks out. But as at the moment, I'm sure it's going to be left to the lawyers as well.